Okay, I am doing my Gilmore Girls season 4 episodes from least favorite to best, my most favorite. Number 22, A Chicken or Beef. It's when Dean gets engaged to, getting married to Lindsay, and he gets drunk at his bachelor party. And he had invited Lorelei and Rory to his wedding, but then at Luke's, he starts asking Luke, like, why doesn't Rory love me? And so Luke can see a problem, and he tells Rory not to go, and it's blah blah blah. 21 is Tick 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 Boom. I hate Styles so much, and I really literally don't know forgot every single scene that he was in, but it's like the almost the end of that relationship, and I'm so excited about. Like I am just like, oh. 20 after Boom again. No, not the best. Nanny and number 19 is Nanny and the Professor. This is when Paris and the professor are sneaking around, and again, it's not that important. 18 in the Clamour and Glamour. The only thing I love about this episode is Lane and her mom finally having the conversation they always needed to have. It doesn't go the way that it's like Lane would have wanted it to, but I love Mrs. Kim and Lane so much, and it's so sad. Like the scene when Mrs. Kim has all of Lane's stuff out in her room, and she's crying because she's hurt, and that she loves Lane, and that she really doesn't want to lose her, but I think it's I don't think it's so much what Lane has. It's the fact that Lane didn't tell her, and I feel like Mrs. Kim feels like Lane didn't fail her. I feel like Mrs. Kim feels like she failed Lane. She can't. I don't think Mrs. Kim really think, doesn't think that she's worthy of Lane being with her anymore. That's just my interpretation of that. But it's such a greatly acted scene, and it's beautiful. 12, number 17, The Hobbit, The Sofa, and Digger Styles. It's the Lord of the Rings party. And I love the party. I love Suki kind of breaking down and telling Lorelai that she doesn't think she could be a mother, and I love that whole scene so much. Because it's a real conversation, and it's amazing. 16 is An Affair to Remember. Um, Again, I looked at all this and I still don't know. But the basic thing is that Paris and is like informs Rory that she's having an affair, like she tells her in this episode. And again, season 4 episode I don't really remember. Like season 3, I had such a hard time with that because I kept remembering scenes and I'm being like, oh yeah, that was amazing. Season 4, honestly, it's not that good, but okay, 15 is Die Jerk. Rory is an asshole. She writes this article on this ballerina and like really tears into her, and she's so mean. She's so like I know that she's supposed to be critical, but she's not being critical. She's just being a bully, and so the girl confronts Rory about it, which she should, and it's dramatic. 14 is a family affair, a family matter. It's the episode after Lane's mom finds all of Lane's things, and Lane ends up moving into the dorms with Rory and Paris. And the scene also, oh yeah, yeah, this is the one where also I believe, um, it would have to be right. I don't know, because Lane and Zach have a relationship. I think it's this season. See, I really don't remember, but I know that it ended badly. They have a gig and it doesn't go very well, or whatever. Might be season 5. I don't remember. But in any case, Lane moves in with Rory and Paris, and it's nice. Um, thir- there's one episode in season 4 where Lane goes and sees her mom because she's told that she can't stay with Rory anymore because she doesn't go to Yale. And she kisses her mom on the forehead. And see, like, if I cared that at all about season 4, I would be able to tell you where that happened, and I can't. So that should tell you something. Um, 13. This is such a long title. Nag Hammadi is where they found the Gnostic Gospels. It's the one where Jess tells where he loves her. And it's messed, like, honestly. Season 6, Jess is so good. Like, he gets so good. Season 4, he's improving, but he still has really, like, bad scenes. um, Not a bad scene. It's just like he says it and he runs away. So, but I loved his conversation with Luke. I've always been a huge fan of Jess and Luke's relationship. You think that the fact that Jess knows that he could talk to Luke about anything and he can do anything and Luke is gonna stick by him, I think it's beautiful. 12 is the fundamental things apply. This is an episode that's kind of basically like Luke and Lorelei's first date without it being called a date. Um, Luke goes over to Lorelei's house to watch Casablanca, and Casablanca is one of the first classic films that I saw when I was a teenager. And that's one of my favorite movies of all time, so like I love the episode for that as well. 11, the waning Lorelei. Richard's mother dies, and Emily finds a letter that Richard's mom sent to Richard. It was like carbon copied of how much Richard's mom hated Emily. And it's dramatic, and it really is funny because Emily like starts drinking and smoking and like but it's also like you feel bad for Lorelei and Suki because everyone's catering this, and Emily is just like not helping, and Lorelei's stressed because she has to do all this stuff because Emily refuses to help. But Emily, I feel like, is iconic in this episode. I love her so much in this episode. Ted Koppel's Big Night Out. This is the tailgate episode where Lorelei and Rory and Richard and Emily go to Yale for a tailgate party and a football game, have a tailgate. Lorelei's annoying as hell in this episode. But Emily finds out that Richard has been seeing Penny and Lot for lunch over the past how many years that Lorelei, Emily, and um, Richard have been married. Penny and Lot was gonna be supposed to be Richard's wife, but obviously they broke up. So Emily finds out about that. It's bad. It's a bad time. 9, scene in a mall. Lorelei and Rory go to a mall because they're both stressed out and run into Emily, and she goes on this big buying spree, and it's a fun episode, and you get to see Emily kind of be like admit that she's lost and she doesn't know. She felt like she didn't really have a purpose in her life in the way that other people do. So it was a nice episode. 8, Luke can see her face. Luke got married to Nicole, which is a really, really weird storyline, but he does. And then, but like that ends obviously, and then he starts reading the self-help book, and because he wants to be with Lorelei, and it's really cute. And then Jess reads it, and yeah, it's really cute. 7, Young Helby is sinking Lorelei's. Lorelei is stressing out about the opening of the dragonfly, and it's not going well. And Rory's stressing out because she can't carry all her school load, and they both cry. Like Rory breaks down to Dean, and Lorelei breaks down to Luke. And I mean, Lori's was kind of unnecessary because she was told that she should drop some credits. That was it. Like, I'm gonna do that, and I was like, I can't do that. I don't know why she makes things so hard on herself, but there you have it. Um, Six, last week's fight, this week's tights. It's when Les is marrying Todd. That's his name, right? No, it's not Todd. Liz and TJ. um, yeah, Liz and TJ are getting married. And I think this is the first episode that you can see Jess is trying to like turn himself around. Like he's like living in this like really sketchy apartment, but he doesn't want to go to Liz's wedding. But like Luke pretty much like says, "You owe me this because I'm the only one who stuck by you and nobody else would." And so it just comes for the wedding, and like again, he and Jess and Luke have really good conversations, and they get along so much better now. And you could tell it's kind of the beginning of them being friends. Cause at this point, Jess is like 19, so they can really start to act like adults around each other, and it's amazing. Like I said, the relationship is great. I love it. Five, the Festival of Living Arts. This, of course, is when they have the uh, people from Stars Hollow do portraits. I'll be like stand in, do a live portrait thing. They get makeup and they get costumes to like for like to be certain paintings, and they take pictures and you have to stay really still for a certain amount of time to look like an actual portrait. And episodes are so much fun. But my favorite part of it all is Jesus Kirk. Kirk gets to be Jesus in the Last Supper painting with Andrew, and Andrew is Judas, and like Kirk is just like going on this power trip as Jesus, and he like constantly like fighting with Andrew because Andrew's Judas, and it's just so funny. And there's a part where they think they're gonna have to close down the thing because they don't have like money or something. I don't remember, but they are having trouble with it, and they're gonna shut it down. So like it's too much work, and we don't know how they can do it. And like Jesus Kirk saves the day. Like he is so good as Jesus Kirk. You have no idea how great Jesus Kirk is. Um, oh, I forgot about what episode is it? Is it season 4 or season 5? Season 5. Okay, never mind. Continue. Continue. 4 is Ballroom and Biscotti. Biscotti? Biscotti. It's the first episode of season 4. I love it for the first episode. It's really fun. But the thing that does frustrate me a lot is that Lorelei and Rory don't just say that Lorelai's running errands for Rory, and they're gonna. That's why she couldn't be with Emily and Rory at the time that they were supposed to be, and that they were had plans to meet up later. Lorelai and Rory did, but I love the end scene where they're on the couch eating biscotti, and like they're like doing it their way, watching all these ballroom videos, and like being themselves watching it. It's so much fun. 3 raincoats and recipes. As much as I hate the ending of this episode, where Dean and Rory have an affair, it's the beginning of Luke and Lorelai's relationship. They have the kiss. It's a really iconic episode. We had to put it at number 3. 2. Girls in bikinis and boys doing the twist. The spring break episode. I just love when Rory and Lorelai are out of their own comfort zone, and Rory is really out of her comfort zone, and they bring back Madeline and Louise. They actually come back twice. They come back in, I think, maybe, I don't think it's actually the first episode, but they come back twice, I think, this season. Um, they go to a college tour, and one year, and then I forget now. If anyone really remembers, let me know. Because I think they were in 2 episodes in this season. Maybe they were in season 5 too, but I don't remember. They had a little Madeline and Louise have cameos in this, and it's so much fun. And it is such a fun episode, and Laura gets drunk for the first time. Rory and Paris kiss. Rory drunkenly calls Dean. Um, it's just so much fun. Like it's like fantasy type of feel, and it's so good. It is so good. Okay, and the number one is the Lorelei's first day at Yale, and I don't know if anyone, I mean, I'm sure if you've seen all of the show, you know that one was going to be number one. It's so fun. Again, it's another fun one. Um, it's so funny. To me, I think this is the funniest episode of Gilmore Girls they ever did because the bit with the truck and the mattress with Luke and Lorelei is so good that no matter how many times I've watched this episode, I cry from laughing so hard at them because she's like, think the truck is misogynistic and like, because she can't drive it, and it's just so good. Like, and then of course, Rory freaking out about leaving Lorelei and Lorelei coming back, and Lorelei like helping her navigate college. I was like ordering food from like all over the place. I got try to get her to know like what fast food restaurants are the best, and like getting her friends by opening their dorm to a party, and spending the night, and it just it's just so good. This is the whole like this is probably um up there as like one of my all-time favorite episodes of the entire series. It is just perfect. And again, I think it's so funny. Um there's a lot of episodes that make me laugh, yes, but this one is just perfectly great in every single way. And the acting was just so good. But it's sad at the end when Lorelai goes home and Rory's not there, and you're like, oh yeah, she's gonna be by herself now. But yeah. Season 5, this was hard, and I know season 5 is gonna be really hard because I really don't think I like season 5 that much. I don't like season 5 or 6 or 7. 5 I maybe can do, maybe, but I know it's gonna be hard. Season 6 is gonna be impossible. 7 is gonna be hard, so we'll see how it goes. Season 5 will probably take a little while because again, I don't really know if I have any real favorites from that season. But yeah, that's all. Goodbye.